Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kia. LOL. Welcome to another episode of Drunk on Knowledge. It's always a wonderful time podcasting, talking about some rad ideas with my lovely co-host and girlfriend Angeline Cruz.
Hey.
Round of applause. So today, our topic is going to be sleep. Kind of everything about it. But we're going to be doing our little cheers today to Chick-fil-A. Because we're drinking some freaking Chick-fil-A drinks. I got me a little Coca-Cola.
I got a lemonade.
Just got some Chick-fil-A in case you couldn't tell. It was a good time. But let's go ahead and jump right into sleep.
Yeah, so the reason why we wanted to talk about sleep on this podcast is because daylight savings just happened and, you know, it messes with people's psyche and especially sleep because
it actually messes with their circadian rhythm.
Well, yeah, but like, you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
You know? So
Yeah.
that's kind of where this idea stemmed from. But I feel like this outcome of doing all of this research is like crazy. We've learned a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't wait to share this information with everyone out there.
Oh, can't wait to share with you. Sharing is caring. Unless it's diseases or sexually transmitted infections.
So, on the topic of sleep, how did you sleep last night?
How did I sleep last night? I think I slept about average. I mean, not too good, not too bad. I wish I had just woken up right away instead of waking up, turning off the alarm, waking up, turning off the alarm repetitively until my final alarm went off and I was like, all right, I guess I'll get up.
But that happens every morning.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah.
That's why it's the average. How about you? How did you sleep?
It took a while for me to fall asleep, but that's because I took a nap, like at 7 o'clock. So that makes sense, you know.
That's true.
I've been really tired at like 7 o'clock.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
Hopefully we'll find out.
We will find out. Right along here. If I could get this to just... Oh, there we go. It's gone. Okay. So let's get right into what do you got? What you got on your page there, girl?
I got like sleeping myths and weird sleeping habits and whatnot.
Let's start with that. Let's start with those myths.
So the first myth that I have is the more sleep you get, the better.
Not true.
Not true.
Mythbusters here to bust that myth.
Did you know that people who sleep longer than average die younger? And average is like the normal amount.
Is that a myth or is that
No, that's
true?
like part of it. It's true. People who sleep longer than average die younger.
Oh, wow.
And longer amounts of sleep leads to other conditions and whatnot, like high blood pressure and sleep apnea, which is like a sleeping disorder.
Oh, wow.
And on top of that, the myth about catching up on sleep.
Oh, I read about that one too.
You could like sleep in on Saturday mornings and you'll be fine. It'll be okay.
Wrong.
Not true.
Myth.
11 hours sleep can actually be harmful, like I was saying before with the other myth.
You gonna get high blood pressure, dog.
That can be really harmful as much as not getting enough sleep.
Basically, if you sleep too much, you're gonna explode.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, from the high blood pressure.
Wow. So there was a study done, and the volunteers who were part of this study slept only 4 hours a night for 6 nights straight, and they had higher blood pressure and higher levels of cortisol, which is the hormone of stress, and weaken immune systems. So, just as much as too much sleep is bad for you, not enough sleep is bad for you also. And you can't make up that time.
Well, that's fun. You
I
got to get
mean,
the perfect amount of sleep.
yeah, seriously.
That's crazy.
Another myth, which I've never heard this myth, but I guess it's a common one, that drinking warm milk before bed helps you to go to sleep.
Wrong. Consider that myth busted.
A lot of people say it's because milk contains tryptophan. I think I'm saying that right.
You are.
Which is an amino acid that produces serotonin, which is part of having healthy sleep and whatnot. But it can't work just by itself. You actually have to have a lot of carbohydrates and starchy foods. And that wouldn't be good, per se, for before bed.
Yeah, don't eat a lot of carbs right before bed.
Yeah, that's not good. But that coupled with carbohydrates would help and bring out that, milk effect. But
Ooh,
there
milky.
are psychological effects on drinking milk before bed. It's something that's like comforting and whatnot. And that's why
Got you.
it could work for a lot of people.
That's interesting.
Kind of like a ritual.
Yeah, definitely. It used to work for me when I was younger. I haven't tried it
Really?
in years though. Yeah, really.
Oh, wow.
But so, you got to get that perfect amount of sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much sleep should you be getting? As far as seniors are concerned, you're supposed to get between 7 and 8 hours. Adults like you and, well, yeah, no, actually,
Just like adults in
regular
general.
adults that are not seniors, get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Young adults like you and me, we need also 7 to 9 hours. Teenagers need 8 to 10. School kids need 9 to 11. Preschool
School
kids.
kids? What did you just tell me?
School kids, like
Are teenagers not school kids also?
elementary kids. Is that better?
I guess, yeah.
Like between kindergarten and 6th grade. But yeah, anyways, the elementary school kids, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
between like 5 and I don't know 11, they need about 9 to 11 hours of sleep. Preschool kids need 10 to 13. Toddlers need 11 to 14. Infants 12 to 15. And newborns need as much as 14 to 17 hours of sleep a night.
It's not crazy, but it's crazy to think that newborns sleep that much.
It makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense,
when you get
but,
into it. Because they're learning so much and they're growing so much that it's so necessary. Not only for brain function, but for their body to function.
True.
Because as you'll learn here, there's a big reason why we sleep.
Yeah, why do we need to sleep?
Well,
Why can't I just, not sleep and live my life?
why do we need to sleep, you ask? Well, because, well, for normal brain function, along with the safety of you and other people. Sleeping actually allows for a process called consolidating, in which your brain takes your memories and experiences from the day, sorts them out, and then consolidates the more important stuff into long-term memory rather than short-term. And as far as your body is concerned, sleep restores muscle, repairs tissue, synthesizes, and regulates your hormones.
Wow.
A lack of sleep can actually cause lots of problems, from a decreased sex drive to depression to health issues like a weaker immune system and an increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, Alzheimer's, or actually, even certain cancers.
Yeah, your body is just so confused. It's like,
Yeah, you gotta get that
what?
sleep, dude. You can also see a lack of creativity, a cloudiness, or like laziness throughout your day, lack of motivation, weight gain, which is actually due to lower levels of leptin, um,
And higher levels of
ghrelin.
yeah.
Um, you experience bad decision making. Some people experience hallucinations. You could experience skin aging and mood swings. Um, so that's why we sleep, so that we don't get all that stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty important. That all seems really important to our health.
Yeah, it's actually it's been proven that uh, sleep helps you do better on memory tests or tests in general, actually. Um, so
So
it's super beneficial for your brain.
you hear all you school folks, get you sleep.
Yeah, all you school age children.
Whatever that means.
I don't know. What you got next?
Well, I have some weird sleeping habits. Not exactly weird. I have some that are just like sleeping habits that are pretty normal, I'd say. Just because I have a lot of these. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know.
Maybe.
But let me get into them and then I'll get into some weirder ones. So there is the normal sleep talking. And this is a really normal habit for a lot of people. It can be caused by many things like sickness, alcohol, not getting enough sleep, and increased stress. Which I thought was interesting. Why would stress have anything to do with how much you're sleep talking?
I would assume that it's because it's affected your brain in like somewhat of a traumatic way. Um, but I don't really know why you would verbally get it out. I don't know.
Have you caught me sleep talking?
Yeah, I have.
I've caught you like a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. About what?
Many o times. About what? A lot of times it's just like you mumbling. I don't really know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's usually what it is for you too.
But for some, there are some times where you're like, there. I remember one time, you shouted like yes, like you were answering someone.
Oh yeah?
And just imagine, I'm just like in the room, reading in the dark on my phone, and then all of a sudden you're like, yes.
Oh, that's creepy.
That's why I remember this time in particular.
I know there was one time that Jordan was over and I passed out and you guys said that I
Oh.
like had a whole conversation.
You said a whole
Sentence?
like a phrase.
A phrase.
I
Okay.
think it even tied into what we were talking about.
Oh wow, that's
Like
fun.
you answered us.
Cool.
It was bizarre. It was really funny though. It was more funny than anything.
I like that.
Anyways, moving on. The next one is sleep paralysis.
Ooh, I
And
love that.
if you never experienced sleep paralysis, it's where you're paralyzed. Like you wake up, but you can't move.
Scary.
And that, yes, very scary.
It can actually cause hallucinations.
It's normal though. It is just like a part of your brain waking up before the rest of your body
Ooh.
is. And that's literally all it is. But to help with sleep paralysis, if it's a problem, obviously like consult a doctor. But
Yeah, really.
getting on a regular sleep schedule can help. But it's not really dangerous if it happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
The next one, this is something I find like this happens to me a lot. It's the feeling of falling, and it's usually when I fall asleep on my back.
That's so interesting. That only happens to me very, very occasionally. Like if I fall asleep sitting up or something.
So the feeling of falling, it's basically you can start dreaming before your body is fully off.
Yeah.
So you're just like acting out the motions of what you're doing. So like if you're falling off a cliff or skydiving or whatnot. But usually those things never happen when I have the feeling of falling.
Interesting.
But you wake up with a sudden jolt and it's scary. Real scary.
Yeah, I've never had those dreams either. It just kind of happens.
Yeah. Maybe, shoot, I really
Maybe
don't
we're
know what it is.
outliers. We're probably outliers.
We're outliers. We need to consult a sleep doctor.
That's a good idea.
So the next one is sleepwalking. I've never experienced sleepwalking with myself or anyone else.
Yeah, me neither. But I always hear about it.
But I feel like it would be really scary.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
It's more well-known. It's more the well-known parasomnia, which is a disorder characterized by abnormal or unusual behavior of the nervous system during sleep. Minor wandering isn't really serious, but this can be caused by alcohol, medication, sickness, and extreme exhaustion, which makes sense. But that's crazy. I feel like I'd freak out if I saw someone sleepwalking. I feel like they'd be possessed or something.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. I've seen it on video.
I wouldn't be like, oh my God, they're sleepwalking. I'd be like, oh my God,
they're possessed.
They're fucking possessed.
Oh my God, what if you, oh my God.
What?
What if you like killed them because you thought they were possessed?
Oh, stop.
That's so terrible.
That's so bad.
Don't kill people while they're sleepwalking. This is a PSA. Podcast about sleep attributes.
So this next one, it kind of goes along with sleepwalking, but it's a little bit different. It's called sleep eating, which I've never heard of.
Oh my gosh, I've heard of that and I wish I had it.
Why?
Because it's the two best things in the world combined.
Sleeping and eating. So people who usually sleep eat like they snack around like 5 times a night.
Oh wow.
Up to 5 times a night. Just imagine someone going back and forth to their kitchen to like chomp on some carrots or something.
It's gotta be exhausting.
And this one's a lot more dangerous because while you're binging, they're usually binging on high calorie foods and sugary foods, which isn't good for you
Also,
when you're sleeping.
What if you're eating something that's not food?
Yeah, people actually eat stuff like nail polish and paper and whatnot. Maybe they think that it's food. I don't know.
Yummy 7-Up.
So that's why it's very dangerous.
It's nail polish.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really dangerous. And
Ew.
even some people try and prep food while they're sleeping. So they could be handling knives and kitchen utensils and whatnot.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, no, that's not nice. So that one's a little bit more dangerous than just sleepwalking. This next one is something I've never heard of. It's called exploding head syndrome. But after I read what happens during this, I kind of have this. It's when you hear like an exploding sound or a bright flash of light.
You hear a blur. Okay.
You hear a loud sound, which is like an explosion or something, or you see a bright flash of light, or you feel like your head is exploding.
Okay.
And you wake up and nothing's happening. It's literally all made up.
What is that?
It's called exploding head syndrome.
No, but like, what is it all? Why did it, what?
Some like categorize this as feel like it's like the feeling of falling. It's kind of under that category.
Just one of those weird things.
Yeah.
Huh?
Dreaming before you're fully asleep.
Interesting.
So this happens to me a lot.
Where your head explodes.
No, it's not that serious for me. I hear like a thud or something, but there's literally nothing going on. And I think like someone opened our door, and I know it's just because I was like about to dream or getting into dreaming.
Sure.
I'm not fully asleep, so that one makes a lot more sense. I'm glad things are what's the phrase?
Okay.
Things are okay, yeah, for lack of better terms.
We have good times.
So that one's pretty crazy, but this next one, I didn't really know exactly what it meant at first, but it's called darting eyes.
Ooh, I've heard of that.
I've seen you do this. Isn't it just like when your eyes are like
darting left and right? Yeah. That's one of the more extreme versions of REM sleep. Yeah.
It's really, really common, and that's what happens when you're like in your deep sleep, your deep dreams. It's literally just you looking around in your dreams and whatnot. So everyone pretty much does this. I mean, I can't really tell because I'm sleeping too and whatnot, but it happens when you reach your like full REM sleep.
It's actually is that the last one?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
This one is really weird. This next one, it's called sleep sex.
What?
where people engage in sexual activity while they're sleeping.
Okay. I hope there's no pets around.
Yeah. Ooh, stop. Ew.
How do you even apologize for that in the morning?
Yeah, that's awkward.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
this happens when someone's emerging from sleep, about to wake up,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not fully conscious, like enough to remember what they're doing.
Okay.
But yeah, it usually happens when they're dreaming about sex, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's a thing. I didn't know that. I didn't write down the statistic from the article, but it said out of like 44,000 people, like 8% actually experience this.
Oh, wow. That's not
It,
high at all.
it's not high, but that's like a lot still.
I mean, yeah, that's more than I would have thought. I would have thought it's
Yeah.
like 1 in a million.
Yeah. Same. But yeah, people do that.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, so this next one is sudden waking, like sudden awakening. Sudden awakening. That doesn't sound right to me. Sudden waking. Sudden waking?
I mean, as long as it gets the point across.
This happens a lot to me also. It's like this sudden jolt. It's like the feeling of falling down.
Why do you
The feeling of
always like
falling.
just suddenly waking up at night?
No, you know how I do that? I like jolt myself awake.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know how you say that I move
Yeah, you
I-
tweak before
I-
you fall asleep.
Yeah, I tweak before I fall asleep, and sometimes those tweaks wake me up, and it's so alarming, and your heart rate.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
rises.
It's got to be scary.
But yeah, it's really common though, for some reason. It's like 70% of people experience this at least once,
Interesting.
which is quite a lot.
That is
Have you?
quite a lot. No, I don't think so. I might have, but I can't remember it.
So these last two ones.
Oh,
so
I hate those ones. Ugh.
night terrors.
Yeah.
I've never experienced exactly a night terror where I like wake up screaming. Do you have to wake up screaming for it to be a night terror?
I'm not sure.
Because I've woken up crying before. I remember there was this one scary dream I had. It was so scary. I was in preschool and it was nap time. And I had a dream that I went with my mom to the cemetery and she fell down like a crack and she just like sunk deeper and deeper. And I feel like I thought she was going to hell, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to grab her, but I couldn't. And it was so scary.
It's okay, baby. Your mom is fine.
I know she is. And I woke up and I was so shook.
I can
I
only
was
imagine.
like crying and everything.
Were you in
It was scary.
preschool or?
I was in preschool when
Okay,
this happened.
I just didn't know if that was only in your dream.
No, I was in preschool, like
Got
actual
you.
preschool. But this occurs more often in children. I don't know why it's mostly in children, but it is.
Because they
Maybe
got that young imagination.
right when I said that, I thought that. But night terrors can last anywhere from like 2 to 20 minutes or even longer. Just imagine a night terror going on for more than 20 minutes.
If you think about it like this, you can have a day-long dream within the span of 5 seconds.
Oh
So
my God.
just imagine how long of a terror that would be.
Yeah, that's crazy. And causes can be extreme fatigue, which I could also see for children because you know
Absolutely.
they work themselves to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And high stress levels, fever, or an overfull bladder, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Why would an overfull bladder do that? Bring a
Um,
night terror on.
Maybe because your parents beat you every time you pee the bed.
Oh, that went dark.
A little.
Serious causes are from like sleep disorders, migraines, or head injuries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's said to not wake up someone when they're going through a night terror.
Because they'll kill you.
Yeah, they won't know who you are or they'll get so confused and be even more scared.
Yeah.
So
You're really just not helping.
yeah, it's just that's so scary. Just imagine your little 5-year-old is having a night terror and you can't do anything about it.
Except for cover their mouth because they're screaming. It's starting to get annoying.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah, and so this last one is the same like sleepwalking, sleep eating, it's sleep driving. And some people can go really long distances and not even remember a single ounce of it, which is scary.
That is pretty
super scary. There aren't meant. Okay, I don't want to say this wrong, but I do not think that there are any noticeable traffic accidents because of this.
That is wild to me. Like
Maybe.
how?
I don't know.
Is it just luck?
Maybe. Maybe they're just going down the street mostly at 3:00 in the morning.
When there's less people?
I don't know.
That would make sense. I don't know, man. That's weird.
But yeah, those are some not exactly weird habits, but sleeping habits. And
What do you mean not exactly weird habits?
Well,
The last one you said was sleep driving.
That is weird, but I do have weird habits that celebrities do.
Oh, so the really weird ones.
Yeah.
Got you.
You want me to tell you those?
Since you brought it up, yeah.
Yeah, let's do this. So Tom Cruise sleeps in a soundproof snoratorium. I love that word.
Yeah, me too. That's awesome.
To the snoratorium.
Oh, hell yeah. Anytime you're about to go to bed.
Yeah, I would do that.
To the snoratorium.
Winston Churchill took a 2-hour nap every day at 5:00 p.m.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 5:00 a.m. I was like,
No.
Same, dude.
I thought I was about to say like 5 a.m. in the morning, you know?
5 p.m. at night.
Yeah, I thought I was about to say that, but it was 5:00 p.m.
Got you.
And he would drink a weak whiskey and soda before he took his nap.
It's
And
not a bad idea.
he was a night owl, and the reason why he took his little nap or whatever is because he said he got a day and a half's days worth of work done out of the 24 hours of a day. So like he got way more done taking a nap and then staying up than he would not. So, I mean, it's not really weird, but it's just funny.
I like it. I might adopt that.
It's classy.
For my own lifestyle. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know what Mariah Carey does?
No. What does she do?
She surrounds her bed with 20 humidifiers and needs 15 hours of sleep per night. That's unhealthy.
I strangely don't believe that.
I don't believe that either, but I just think that's really funny.
That is.
Thinking that the diva Mariah Carey is doing that. And it's funny because in the article it was like, I need that much sleep in order to sing the way that I do. Or something like that.
No,
it's really funny.
It's fake.
No,
It has to be fake.
maybe she went down to 17 humidifiers and then her voice got bad.
So she had to go
That's
up to
the theory.
20.
No, like before she used to do 20 and then like her voice was phenomenal. But then 3 broke and she just didn't replace them, and so she only had 17 humidifiers and then her voice went to shit.
Oh my god. Conspiracy. This is now the conspiracy podcast.
Conspiracy theories part 3?
5. Part
Yeah.
16.
All of Stephen King's pillows are pointed in a certain direction.
What? Everyone's pillows are pointed in a certain direction.
No,
What the
like
fuck?
you know the opening of the pillow? It has to be pointing a certain direction. I don't know if it's like east, west, north, south. I don't know. But they have to be pointing in a certain direction. Stephen King needs his pillows pointing in the right direction or else he cannot sleep.
Okay, whatever. King of Terror.
King of Terror, damn it.
Whatever.
The terror of not having all of his pillows pointing the right way.
Okay, stop. He's going to come and haunt us.
Oh my God, you're right. So, Charles Dickens.
Can you say that again?
Charles Dickens? Well, he slept facing north to improve his creativity. Good for him. You know?
Okay.
I mean, if it works, right?
I mean, yeah, maybe we got to test
If
that
we
out.
got to do that. Oh, this one's pretty crazy. But Michael Phelps sleeps in a chamber with air comparable to 8,500 to 9,000 feet up in the air.
Why?
To increase his lung capacity for like oxygen or something like that. You know, so it's harder to breathe, so his lungs will, work harder because he's a swimmer,
lot. That's a
and he
lot.
has to be underwater without breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was an Olympic swimmer
Yeah.
and that was all I did for money, I feel like
Yeah.
I'd do some pretty crazy stuff too.
Same. Go in my pod and upper the pressure in there and whatnot.
One
But
thing
yeah.
we have in common with Michael Phelps, we both smoke weed and also have REM sleep. Did you know
Wow.
that there are two types of sleep?
Um.
REM sleep and non-REM sleep.
Wow.
But it really gets interesting when you get into the stages. There's four stages
I did not
of
know that there were 4 stages.
yeah, there's four stages to sleep. Three of them are non-REM stages. The first is the shortest. It only takes a few minutes of light sleep. Your heartbeat, eye movements, and breathing slow down along with your brain. The second stage is more slowing down. Excuse me. And the way that you sleep, there's like it goes like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and then it kind of goes back, and then it goes like kind of back and forth between the stages. And the second stage is the one that you spend the most time in,
The second
or
stage?
not the most time, but the there's it shows up the most times, but you don't spend the
Oh,
most
I see. I
time.
see. But you kind of are, but you're not.
Kind of. You spend the most time in stage 3, which is where your
Oh, I
body,
see.
like, so you're at your lowest temperature, your heartbeat is the slowest, your eye movements are almost non existent. But then entering stage 4 is when you go into REM sleep. And that's when your heartbeat gets to wake level heartbeats. Your eye movements shoot up. Your breathing gets faster. And your brain is almost as if it's awake, which is super interesting. And like I
Ooh.
said, you go
Hmm.
back and forth through these different stages throughout the night. So during REM sleep is when you have most of your dreams, but like Angeline, like you were saying before, you do also dream in the other stages as well. Just it's less often.
And
Um,
you can wake up really suddenly and feel like you're falling and whatnot. So fun. Oh my god.
yeah, it's actually hardest to wake people up when they're in the third stage of sleep. Just because their
What
body
is
is
that
so.
third stage? Are there names for these stages?
No, it's called stage 3.
So yeah. Okay.
So if you looked up like stage 3 of sleep, it would like tell you like your body is the least awake right now and blah blah blah
I
and
wonder why all that
whatever.
happens. Do we know? Well, I don't know. You probably don't know off the top of your head,
Why?
but
What
why
happens?
each stage happens.
Well, um, no.
We'll have to save that.
I learned it
We'll
in health
research
class a
that.
long time ago, but I can't remember it right now. Um, some other things that are super important to sleep, other than REM sleep, are circadian rhythms and homeostasis. Circadian rhythms are what control your body's biological clock. These have to do with your SCN or suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is connected to your eyes and lets your brain know if it is light or dark out. It's located in the hypothalamus, and this works along with other fascinating stuff in your brain to make sure that you get tired at the right time. These circadian rhythms also control your body temperature, metabolism, and hormone levels, most of which are regulated by the regular thalamus, not the hypothalamus. Um, so then we're getting into homeostasis. This is what determines how hard and how long you're going to sleep.
How hard?
Yeah, like how intensely.
Oh, okay.
I just thought I'd word it funny.
Hmm.
So it determines how intensely and how long you're going to sleep during the night. This is decided by things like what you eat, what medications you take, any medical conditions you may have, stress levels, and above all, exposure to light, especially blue light, which is emitted from TVs, phone screen, any other blue lights. um, You want to go through a nice list of you maybe sleep deprived if you dot dot dot?
Yeah. So sleep deprived, for people who don't know, it's literally like
When
you
you're
don't get enough sleep.
not getting enough s- sleep.
Yeah, let's go through that.
You may be sleep deprived if you need an alarm clock in order to wake up on time. Rely on the snooze button. Have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. Feel sluggish in the afternoon. Get sleepy in meetings, lectures, or warm rooms. If you get drowsy after heavy meals or when driving, you may be sleep deprived. If you need to nap to get through the day, you may be sleep deprived.
Wow.
If you fall asleep while watching TV or relaxing in the evening, feel the need to sleep in on weekends, or fall asleep within 5 minutes of going to bed, these are all signs that you may be sleep deprived if you dot dot dot.
So pretty much my whole life.
Yeah, same. I was like, I
Yeah.
went through that and I have 8 out of the 10 of them. I was like,
I wonder how
wow.
many I have. Well, I don't really have a set time I need to wake up. So, I don't know about that.
That's actually bad for you to not have a set time.
I guess.
Here's some healthy tips to help you sleep better. Tip
Ooh.
number 1, have a schedule. And tip number 2, be active for 30 minutes or more in a day. Number 3, avoid caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol before bed. Number 4, have a good sleep environment, which means it needs to be cool, it needs to be quiet, and it needs to be dark. So no phone screens, no music in the background, unless, I mean, that's something that you need. Keep in mind, these are just tips. And nice and cool, because your body apparently likes it to be cool. I don't know why. Also, try not to lie in bed awake. If you can't fall asleep, go and do something else for a while. Come back when you're tired. And remember to reserve the bedroom for sleep and sex. You don't want to be making connections with your bed that are not for sleep or sex, because it can mess with your sleep, man.
Yep.
Yep.
Word.
Word. And with that, I think we are going to head off to sleep.
Yeah, it's really ironic that we're talking about sleep and talking about how not having enough sleep isn't good for you, and it's 37 oh out now it's 38 minutes past for bedtime. So, that's cool.
Well, at least this is a testament to how much we love you guys. Thanks again for coming to another wonderful episode of Drunk on Knowledge. It's just so beautiful. Oh my God. Remember to get home and get some sleep tonight. Do you guys get enough sleep? Let me know in the comments below.
All right. Well,
Bye.
then goodbye.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.